Hi there, my name is Richard McMunn from the interview training website passmyinterview.com, and in this tutorial I will teach you how to pass a risk manager interview. So if you are applying to become a risk manager with any organisation whatsoever, make sure you stay tuned because I will help you to pass your interview, and to achieve that goal, this is what I will cover. So I will give you a list of risk manager interview questions that I strongly recommend you prepare for. I will then give you unique top scoring answers to difficult risk manager interview questions. I will also give you some really important tips on how you can stand out during your risk manager job interview. And finally, I will tell you how you can access further resources, including these slides and the answers, to help you succeed. And just very quickly, please connect with me on LinkedIn. I have put my LinkedIn link in the description below the video. It's always good to connect with like-minded professionals. Please don't forget to subscribe to this channel. I am on a mission to help as many people as possible to pass their interviews, and I can only do that if you are subscribed. And please just quickly give the video a like, because that motivates me to create more content for you. Thank you very much. So let's get started. The first interview question that will come up during your risk manager interview is, tell me about yourself. So this is going to be the first question you will need to answer. And in your response, talk about the different skills and qualities you have that will make you a competent and effective risk manager for their organization. So here's a great example answer to assist you. Tell me about yourself. Here we go. Thank you for inviting me to be interviewed for this risk manager position today. Now, I have applied for the post because, having studied the job description, I have the necessary skills, qualities and attributes needed to be highly effective in the role. Now, over the years, I have held numerous positions of responsibility that have significantly widened my knowledge, my skills and my experience in risk management. I can quickly identify the risks to an organisation. I always create solid and concise risk reports, and I will help the business to quickly act on the findings of any report to ensure it is safe and compliant. Now, I have strong communication and interpersonal skills that enable me to persuade and influence others, and I will always ensure my knowledge of risk management is up to date and relevant. I am the type of risk manager that will work alongside you to help you achieve your strategic goals and objectives. Now, if you hire me as your risk manager, I am confident you will quickly start to see a positive return on your investment. So that's a really good, positive and confident answer to that first risk manager interview question. Tell me about yourself. Now, you can either pause the video if you want to and take a note of the questions and answers as we work through them together, or if you wait, I will soon tell you where you can download my full set of 23 risk manager interview questions and top scoring answers, including the ones we are covering today. Here is the next question. Why do you want to work for our company as a risk manager? Now, this question is guaranteed to come up during your risk manager interview. Now, the interviewer wants to hear that you have researched their organisation and that you have valid and genuine reasons for wanting to work there. So here's another great example answer to help you. Why do you want to work for our company as a risk manager? Here we go. I have followed your organisation for some time now, and I've been waiting for a risk management position to be advertised. You are an organisation that I have a lot of respect for. You have an outstanding track record of achievement. You always employ bright and talented people that allow you to stay at the top of your industry, and your senior management team clearly want the organisation to continually succeed. Now, I want to work here because this is a place I can thrive as a risk manager, and I feel, having researched your company in detail, I will always be supported in my role. Now, to be effective as a risk manager, you must work alongside the senior management team to produce solutions to the problems and risks that are present, and I feel this is a place I will be able to work to a high standard alongside other like-minded professionals. That's a great answer to that guaranteed interview question. Why do you want to work for our company as a risk manager. Now, don't go anywhere because I still have more questions and answers to give you. But when you're ready, if you want to click that link in the top right-hand corner of the video, it will take you through to my website, passmyinterview.com, where you can download my full set of 23 risk manager interview questions and brilliant example answers, including the ones we are covering today during this presentation. But here's the next question and example answer for you. What are the different elements of a good risk report? So a good risk report should be concise, clear, easy to understand, and provide an expert opinion on the risks, how they potentially affect the organization, and the recommended steps to mitigate any damage or harm those risks may cause. So here's a great example answer to help you. What are the different elements of a good risk report? Here we go. A good risk report will always be concise, easy to read and understand, jargon-free, and focus on the key findings of the report and what can be done to minimize or counter the risk. Now, any risk report I create will focus on identifying the risk, giving an assessment of the risk measurement, i.e., how is it likely to impact the organization, the steps we can take to mitigate the risk, my recommendations and actions that should be taken, and how we need to monitor the risk moving forward. Now, within any risk report I create, I will always give my opinion based on my experience, based on the facts, and how I believe we should act in the best interests of the organization. So that's another really strong answer to that common risk manager interview question. What are the different elements of a good risk report? Here is the next question I want you to prepare for. What are the most important skills and qualities needed to be a risk manager? Now, this risk manager interview question is basically assessing your understanding of the job description. Now, if you cannot answer this question correctly in line with the job description, you will not get hired. So here's another great example answer to help you. What are the most important skills and qualities needed to be a risk manager? Here we go. You need numerous skills and adaptable qualities to be a competent and effective risk manager. Now, in no particular order of priority, you need exceptional communication, interpersonal and presentation skills. As a risk manager, you must communicate your ideas and the standards expected across the company in a clear and concise manner. You must have resilience and confidence to always insist on exacting standards, and you also need a good eye for detail. A good risk manager will be able to easily influence people and react quickly to situations as and when they occur. Risk managers must be commercially aware and understand that they need to work alongside the senior management team as opposed to against them. Now, a great risk manager will take responsibility for his or her own continuous professional development. They will have a good level of technical acumen, be able to write concise risk reports, and have solid analytical skills. Finally, to be effective in the role of a risk manager, you need exceptional planning and organizing capabilities, be a strong leader, and be able to work both alone and as part of a team as and when required. So that's a really good in-depth answer that shows to the interviewer that you fully understand the most important skills and qualities needed to be a competent risk manager. Here is the next difficult risk manager interview question that I recommend you prepare for. How would you build a risk management system from scratch? Now, this technical question comes up often during risk management interviews, and you can understand why. Make sure you give an in-depth, concise answer that demonstrates a thorough understanding of the risk management framework for your particular industry. So here's my example answer to help you. How would you build a risk management system from scratch? Here we go. Now, every company faces risk, but without risk, there would be no reward. So the risk management system must cater to the strategic aims of the business. I would start off and obtain a clear brief from you, the senior management team, as to your appetite for risk and what you wanted me to achieve. Now, of course, there will be certain elements of risk that would be non-negotiable. and these would be in respect of the organisational legal, compliance and regulatory obligations. Now, once the brief was obtained, I would create the blueprint for the risk management system. This would include 5 key areas. Risk identification would outline who was responsible for identifying the risks across the organisation and how these would be reported. Risk measurement would allow for a robust method of assessing the risk. This would normally involve a tried and tested industry standard of risk assessment. The next stage of the risk management system would be risk mitigation and reporting. What steps do we need to take as an organisation? Who will implement the steps, and how quickly do these need to be actioned? And at this stage of the system, a thorough report must be created and disseminated throughout the organisation. The next stage is risk monitoring. What steps do we take to monitor the risk? How often does the monitoring take place, and who is responsible? Now, the final stage of the risk management system is organisational training and governance. This will detail the steps we need to take to ensure everyone within the organisation acts in accordance with the risk management system, and they have the necessary training and resources to conduct their duties competently. Now, the only way you can answer that question correctly is by providing an answer like that is in depth and that demonstrates you have the expertise to set up a relevant risk management system for their organisation. That's a brilliant model answer that you can use and tweak for your own industry. Here's the next question that will come up during your risk manager interview. What are your strengths and weaknesses? Now, again, this question is going to come up, so you need to prepare a brilliant answer for it. My advice is to structure your response so that you give 4 or 5 strengths and then just 1 weakness that is not a match for the job description. And that's the difficult part when answering this question. So here's my example answer to help you. What are your strengths and weaknesses? My strengths include my strong communication and interpersonal skills. I will always communicate clearly and concisely and in a way that everyone understands. I will build positive relationships with key managers to ensure our risk objectives are met. Now, I have lots of experience in risk management, and my approach is adaptable and flexible, meaning I will work with you as opposed to against you regarding regulatory compliance of risk. Other strengths include my ability to work at pace. I will act quickly and decisively, and I will always identify the risks to the business so preventative measures can be taken accordingly. My weakness is the fact I find it difficult to ask other people for help. As a proud and experienced risk manager, I tend to figure things out for myself when I should in fact pick up the phone and ask for guidance, as this would be quicker. Now, having said that, I do take constructive criticism well, so if you see something about my work that you feel I need to change, just say so and I will take the necessary action. I am here to work with you, and as such, I will always be flexible and adaptable. That is a brilliant answer to that question. What are your strengths and weaknesses that you will need to answer during your risk manager interview? Now, the next thing to do is please make sure you click that link right now in the top right hand corner of the video. Head over to my website, passmyinterview.com, and you can download my full set of 23 risk manager interview questions and brilliant example answers, and it will help you to pass your interview. I guarantee that. Finally, please make sure you connect with me on LinkedIn. As I said at the start of the video, I've put my LinkedIn link in the description below the video. It's always good to connect with like-minded professionals. You can also ask me any questions on LinkedIn that you have about your particular risk manager interview. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I mean that because I want to help you progress throughout your career. Lots of you are passing your interviews as a result of the content I am uploading, and I don't want you to miss out. And finally, please just give the video a like, because that motivates me to create more content for you, and it tells me that you find the information and the tutorials useful. Thank you very much. I wish you all the best for passing your risk manager interview, and I hope you have a brilliant day. Thank you very much.